Okay. Alright, we live now. Um, I want to apologize for the delay in actually streaming this final part. I've kind of, I wasn't really feeling too well, but I'm feeling a lot better now. And I said, you know, it's about time I try to finish up this trial and yeah, be done with the first game of Phoenix Wright. So, with that said, you know, let's get into it. And since I'm still kind of like I'm still somewhat under the weather, my voice is not gonna be like too crazy, but yeah. Um, for February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. Mr. Wright, huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently, she got called off to the judge's chamber. Hmm, probably something to do with the piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon's a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it's fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall. Though I come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That's hard to slip. That's hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? Well, the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people's compadre? You should be worried about the chief prosecutor's taste in muffins, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blowing at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken? Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh wee. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Whoa, what's going on with Miles over here? Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What more? Your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. Well then, I believe it is time we continue on with this trial. During our recess, I had a request that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. Whoa, what's going on there, bro? It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Uh, uh excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? Oh, what's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Yeah, this dude looks like an asshole. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? It's you! Oh yeah, I thought my game froze for a second. I'm like, what's going on here? Oh, sorry I'm late. Gee, the roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Gee. How you been? Swimming much these days? Ah, hello. No, I've been so busy. Oh, I guess that's supposed to be Udgy? Huh, okay. Busy, snizzy, Udgy. My boy, you have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. I'm sorry, but who are you? So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks. Sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, Worthy? I guess that's what you call it, Edgeworth. You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little wordy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top ranking police officer in the entire district. That stare is very unsettling. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So the star wasn't just singing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Guy really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. Oh, little Worthy's cars, no less. Can you say something? It's really quite embarrassing even for us. What's this? It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Wordy. I no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Oh, or didn't you hear me? Whoa, whoa. BDE is in the room. If you don't know what BDE is Big Dick Energy. My man shut it down. He said, I said what I said. Alright then, bro. Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking, that signature is there. Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. Wow. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure. I like to take a look at this blade of I like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me? I wonder. Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and if I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. I mean, I'm okay. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I won't be able to point at people anymore. Come on. Just hurry up and open it. Alright. Oh, it's doing it itself. Okay. It's taking a long time. SL92. There's a small tag on his name. It seems to say SL92. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 or DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. Huh? What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this or letters that looked a lot like this somehow. Wow, don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? That's interesting. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutor and the police and this knife. Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really. I'm getting bad vibes from this dude. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this case. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Wait, did somebody else get killed? There was a murder at the police department? A detective? Wait, 2 people got murdered? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second, you said 5:15? That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. What the fuck? What the hell's going on? Order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? Yeah, this guy Looks like a shady ass door-to-door salesman. I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, two detectives killed at the same time in two different places? The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. Now, I agree with that. That's very, very odd, to say the least. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well, however, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Why not? Excuse me, special? Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. You've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And I like a mystery. It's wrapped in something. A muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. How would you say that? This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about this. There's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Gilligan. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into places. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumped all this time. How are things down at the department? Hold on, let me check this knife. Doesn't seem like there's anything worth focusing on outside of this very, very sweaty hand grip, I guess. It's been a few days, so I can't really say I remember what I was doing last. Maybe it has something to do with this memo. It might have something to do with this memo, but let me just keep going. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eye there, right on my boy. Sharp, hungry. So something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? Well, why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? Yo. No matter. I understand you were busy with what Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department, and see, what a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it? Judgy? I'm at a loss for words. Me too. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing, and one thing only. he said the victim died at 5:15. How the how the victim was killed, maybe? Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force called a stabbing with a knife. Oh, the sarcasm, I like it. A knife. That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. Now we're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What you mean by that, old timer? What? What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence. This is just my gut feeling, but I say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. Oh, that's convincing. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand? Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I better find it. I better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? This knife was there? I better. Oh, the knife was in the muffler? Let me see. Let me see if I answer another question. So when did the murder at the police department occur? Now that's a sharp question, right? Very sharp. Well, my boy, you're gonna love this. Okay. Right. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. Why not? But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the... That's basically telling me, bro. It took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Righto? I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about this evidence room. There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found. Okay, I'm trying to think. There's a small tag that says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? It reminds me of a similar code. I feel like this has something to do with the memo. This has to do something with the memo. That's the only logical thing. SL9. Oh, I get it. Okay. I now get it. SL92. This is actually SL92 upside down. Well, SL9. And this said what? SL9? I mean, okay, I get it. I just need to present this in the right spot. I think it's this. I think it will be here. There we go. Wait a second. Alas, an honest to goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Honest to goodness, what do you mean from Judgy? This is great. This man think this is a freaking comedy sketch. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s 12 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside down? The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Yeah. Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order. Well, Chief? Oh, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto? I win? What game is this guy playing? For real? This knife was evidence in a case that was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice. Good show, little birdie. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Okay. Alright, so I got that. Now, I'm trying to see what else is this? Okay, so it was stolen. Right, detective was killed in Claiborne. Okay. Hmm. No, what time? I mean, I showed the memo. This is a very odd case. Um, oh, I pressed the wrong button. Right. I mean, I guess since it's upside down now, I could just present it like this. Oh shit. Sheesh. Okay. I fucked up there. I'm a bit stumped. ID 5842189. No? Damn. Right. Okay. I get that. Right. Okay. Date and time between 4 p.m. and 5:30. Okay. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple of times, he would never caught up in this whole affair, perhaps. Just goes to show you never know what will happen. It's not really giving me useful info. I mean, this did happen on the same day, so yeah. And I'm actually kind of stumped. What is it that I'm missing here? Right. I'm not. I'm not even really sure. Like, I feel like this man isn't really giving me anything to work with. Wait, am I getting somewhere? Finally. Wait a second, I've heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright? Happy? Happy we just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Okay. Now we can get to testify to detail. Chief, the The defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Writer. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife was found in the lot. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective's murder at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Bro, this man looking into my soul. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, and all. Can we get the information? Unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll corroborate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. We have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of them. The victim's... I guess ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. Well, keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. Oh, we keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. 5842. Wait, what? Hello? Excuse me? What? Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... I can't do it. Hold up. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you something? Hell yeah. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? So, there were 2 Detective Goodmans? But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective was murdered at the police department? Tells you something? What does it tell you? Take that! Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Wow, what a dick. Huh? Just come out with it. Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office, the 2 places, 2 detective murders at one time? Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? Bruh, this man asking the most foolish question. No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, righto? Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Bro, did y'all not just listen to the chief of police? Huh? Wait, That ID, we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 8. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second. Right. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, detective killed in the police department's evidence. Oh gosh, I can't read. The detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, right? Oh, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yo, what is going on here? Yet a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is the same person was killed at the same time and in a completely different location? Order. Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me, bro? This man has villain aura. The oversight? The grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Oh, I remember he did shoo off the Officer Meekins dude. Oh, damn. Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere in the premise? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, he didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me he said that report had nothing to do with Lena Sky's incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department's evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Oh, damn, yo, he got played like a fiddle. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if the officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. That's kind of disrespectful. Jesus Christ. In any case, this is a serious error of gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Hello? No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say unworthy? Yo, that staring blankly is mad creepy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. Damn, bro. The connection was just proven by Rado over here. Good job, Rado, my boy. Huh? Uh, I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to an end of this job. I know you're going through a tough time, Murdy, but with all those rumors, you were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. Yo, he is taking mad jabs at him. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it is the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, whatever your punishment for this, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Yeah, that case really had my brain fucked up. Okay. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this? In the evidence room? What's this in the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police departments are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's gonna be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Was she just reading my mind or something? Let's go. Science awaits us. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes the sister. That's not it at all. It's just, is she reading my mind? We're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in the oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluids. Luminol. Blood is sticky stuff. You know, you can't just wash it away with a little water. That is true. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. But huh? That has no correlation. We're testing blood stains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? To test for blood reaction, just spray aluminum on it. Like this. Press A to spray it on. Okay. Okay, let's find us some blood stain. Okay. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So this is a blood stain. It's so, Emma, you're shaking. It's just this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay. Well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically? Maybe the amount of blood? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, they would have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we found a blood stain. Where we found a blood stain. Oh, when we found a blood stain. That should be where, but it's just whatever. See, I'm pretty handy to have around. Yeah, this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. How much is luminol? We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Isn't that kind of dirty? Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Ha! I wonder how that fluid of yours will react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr. You only trust your own eyes, Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry. It's just that kind of lead and doesn't really get my mouth watering. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but no, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from the security room right there. But I was afraid that I wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. True, you did lie. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective, she stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? What photograph? With this? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Star? Yes. It was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminals, when they face me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up. They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. Very ironic. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the cough-up queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poison from your lunches. And you were let go or fired? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if their prime and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. So she definitely has a grudge against prosecutors. Got it, I remember that now. It's all because of that case. The SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't... First, let me present the picture. If you're thinking about it, I could have taken that picture from the garden. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in the effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The whole of my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem to start. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. I mean, I respect that. Just like that time. That time. The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note. Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transfer the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I've ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence, so they didn't solve it. On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence, not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence of a sort, made up evidence. Whoa, hold up there. What? You mean that they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean, Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9. There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell? There's only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Oh, that's right, she got like 10 boyfriends. 304 life. Miss Star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyway? It's just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Ricky, what? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Okay. Miss Starr. Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his, are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective, but now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you, Officer Jake Marshall. So let me examine here. Oh, this says her name. Let's see, what the heck is this? Someone leaves a mark on me directly. I'm the sky. Don't tell me you bring this with you everywhere you go. Well, you never know where something might go down. Just what kind of world do you think we live in? Whoops, nope, definitely don't want to do that. This is most likely all the same stuff. Oh, spray. Oh, what's this? This blood must be from Atlanta. No, my sister isn't the murderer. But she did call you, didn't she? The time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. So, this means that Atlanta's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. I guess that's it. Yeah, I guess that's it for the most part. Okay. Looks like the sky isn't questioning. Oh, my bad. I wasn't even reading this. Didn't Mr. Gant say they'd arrest a suspect in a police department murder? Let's come back later. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. It makes my head hurt. Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. The detective did get killed here after all. So the evidence room, the scene of the crime, according to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. She's like a kid in an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Okay. I'm kind of curious about this. I'll try it. That handprint kind of bothers me though. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's gonna do something naughty. Huh? Okay. Oh, guard station. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime. It sure seems that way. Oh, what's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. Well, that's weird, but alright. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What? What I want to know is if this is a guard station. If this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. I'm pretty sure we all do. Look like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says recording. But we can use this computer to check out who went in and out of there. Why do you got your tongue sticking out, bro? You're a weird cat. Oh, it's the same thing. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. More like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A poncho. I know, a punchy, a paunchy, a pinchy. I know, a poochie. Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. What's this? Look on the floor. A lasso? Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed. She has quite the imagination, for sure. You sure have an active imagination. Man got Texas. The swinging door makes this place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus will fall over. Ouch. I'd say it'd be more of a yarg myself. Alright. Yikes. You sure are prickly. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. Come again? How so? Encased in a cold, rigid cell with spines pointing in every direction, just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. Okay. This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please? Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal, now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean you heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect, just arrested him in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. Yeah, you got that right. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't gonna fill my belly. Oh, okay, you know what, I got you. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. He ran out to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Okay. So, detention center, right? Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down the road right now. Things will just get confusing. What? What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me? A perpetrator? I I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I said. Huh? Hi, greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. This goofy guy? Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premise? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins? So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir, I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, is he? You, Officer Meekins? You did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. Oh boy. What? What? Now, this is an unexpected turn of events. For real, for real. Sir, I'm a patrolman with general affairs, sir. Sir? Ow. I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir. So, I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room? I mean, should be. That's right, sir. Because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. Then, that's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person, yo! What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red and I blacked out. When I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long are you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand? Just like in the sky. Is that really coincidence? Not too sure. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or a victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention and alive and well at that. Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Do you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or other creatures' comforts. Jesus, what the fuck, where you at, the catacombs? I don't know any detectives. So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do. Sir, to tell the truth, sir, yo, this guy with his sirs. Jesus. When it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. Next thing you knew, you were, huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock, oh, the sorrow. Can you imagine how I feel? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. That's interesting. I'm thinking to myself, is this one of those cases where the murder was somewhere else and the body was transferred? Because it kind of sounds like it. Okay. I wonder. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey, that's it, sir. That's it. That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But sir, now I remember. Sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct. That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a little lost patrolman, a lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card? What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leaped at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto to others before they do unto you. My father's own words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir, everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. So he probably got his shit knocked out. Right. Oops, wrong one. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. That is true. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. I did say something along those lines. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But You don't remember the events clearly. No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out, it's there. It's me. It's on tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No, thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene. Okay. Hey, Mr. Wright. Look who's standing at the chief of detectives desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all? Hmm? You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats, under his seat cushions, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. Jesus, what the fuck was they? What the hell was they looking for? I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you can call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll score the place again. The chief of detectives looks a little flustered. Ah ha ha! Right on, my boy. How you been? Swim much? My man likes swimming, I see. Oh, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? Oh, wordy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, we've had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in a defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right-o? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it, so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Wordy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too. I mean, their being the prosecutors, I'm assuming. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this is particular, and this is in particular, well, it's a little sensitive. And I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. You look like the most secretive motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. But you know, it's a full-time job keeping the chief of detective trapped shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that? Whoops. I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if I can kind of discreetly ask him. Discreetly ask who? With the chief of detectives? Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check if anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can, so nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here. Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You catch something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. Lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. So he lost something. Oh, was it his ID? Okay. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. It might be because he lost his ID. This is interesting. This is an interesting case. If I'm not mistaken, I can check this, right? I bet we can use the computer to check on who went in and out of there. The evidence room is behind that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? Think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's all doing important investigation. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. Okay. Where's Gumshoe at? It'd be funny if I can give him. The guy who can't sit still, though. Detective Gumshoe. Either him or the dancing blue badger. I mean, the guard station is kind of like the only logical place to be at right now. nothing here. Okay. Maybe I. Oh boy. That was a yawn. Maybe I could probably still talk to Gan about some stuff. I'm not too sure. Hmm. I guess that's it for the most part. You're probably not interested in answering anything else. Trying to think. Hmm. As dumb as this might be, I might as well just spray around just to check. What the hell? What? Looks like some blood was dripping down here. Judging by the amount, my guess is from a nosebleed. A nosebleed? Hmm. Maybe in his wrath, Mr. Edgeworth slapped someone for their incompetence? Why does Detective Gumshoe face come to mind? Okay, that's odd. Hmm, interesting. So where the heck is Detective Gumshoe at? That's what I want to know. These are the detective desk. There are computers and files. I guess the detective don't spend a lot of time at the desk. So this is the police mascot. Ah, okay, that's not too important, I guess. Okay. Hmm. What more am I missing here? Oops, wrong button. I sprayed in here, right? I think I did, and I probably just... What's this? Well, there you go. That answers my question. Wow, we got a reaction. Hmm. There's clearly blood around the spines here. This room's pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over something and planted their head right in these spines. I think that might be more painful than being murdered. It's interesting. That's interesting to say the least. Evidence will be on the door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd be open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Okay. Hmm. There might be something I have to talk to Dan about. I'm not sure. Oh, oh, wow. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Hmm? Well, I never thought the day would come when Righto asked me for a favor. I was wondering if we could investigate the room, investigate the evidence room. Bro, you good? You kind of scaring me. Nah, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? I don't know, bro. It's very hard to read you. Huh? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir. Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow 50? I give them 50, no problem. Yeah, this man is very unsettling. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show you never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey, this is a detective's ID. This is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir. It's an honor. Let's run along and do your best now. Later, folks. Looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir. Because, sir, we get to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, I guess it's not in my court data. Okay. Yeah, we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Ah, the card reader is turned off. See? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well, well. What made my Bambina's sky so gray? Officer Marshall. Why does it have to be him? What's that why does it have to be him look for? Bro, Phoenix is just really easy to read, it seems. As you may have a surmise, this here my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw, that car you got there on your chest, that's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw. I'm waiting for the day this guy breaks out of character and just gets real with me. Well, you standing there? What you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's away. Look like the car reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. So maybe, I guess I give him the food, right? That smell. Reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Star. What's this? What's wrong? A fillet steak what? I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask. My man is fucking that shit up. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. Kind of like Pleekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. No, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyway. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in the prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved in the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? Day of our case. That's right. The evidence transfers. Edgeworth was talking about the transfers too. I know what maybe two of the machines in here do. Only two of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steak. Cauliflower is good though. Cauliflower is very good, bro. You smoking. You don't eat good. The easiest one to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the one that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes will automatically erase it every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID. Thus the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passed through. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove the record is tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but could you explain this whole transfer thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this role. They are kept there under the presiding detective supervision from 2 years ago. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the country sheriff's department. That's what we call a transfer. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years ago, after a case is solved, it's closed, dead forever. Never to be reopened again, never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Interesting. I'm pretty sure there's something I could present here. The ID card? See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, that one. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Look, the fourth number, it's a perfect match. Somebody got 777s. My man got freaking 7 sevens. Talk about luck of the Irish. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID? What did he do? That's the thing, suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. This is very interesting. Maybe I should show this list of other people with the IDs here. So that's Bruce Goodman, and I guess 4989596 is most likely Meekins. I'm curious who the other people were. 420, 440, 450. Wait, Officer Meekins came in twice. That's interesting. Or was that Officer Mika? This is interesting. I turned on the card reader. Go have yourself a ball, partner. And I have the ID card, a real ID card. Let's get this investigation started already. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek! Whoa. What the hell? She slapped him? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them 50 no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, that's what he was thinking about. Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today. Boss for a day? But guess what? You got permission from the chief. So now you're a boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Oh, what's this? I guess this is the layout? Okay. Time to do some investigation. There's something sticking out here. Looks like a shirt. Guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet the evidence locker was open recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirtied or rippled. The guards check on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsibly. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out on Wood Lake, remember? Alright. Wow, it feels like it was ages ago. Was it only 2 months? And I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. Okay. Interesting. Got some blood here. What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use her testing first to check it out. Right. Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprints. Detective Goodman's locker? Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we close it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all of those pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of those pieces? There's a sticker on it? Another piece of SL9 incident. I wonder what shape these pieces were in. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broken. Wanna try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Okay. This looks like this. Okay. I think it's this here. I think. No. Maybe it's this. Or it could be this. Oh. There we go. Okay. Maybe it's this one. Okay. What is this supposed to be? A pot? I think so. So there's another piece missing. Huh? I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Well, were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Interesting. Okay. Why is there paint here? What what is a soul and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the blue badger? Well, you might say this is my studio. Oh, here in the evidence room. Let's see. Let's spray shit up. I knew it. This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker, it's mine. It's yours? Please. You have to help me. When they come to take me away, promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pal? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plan. I'm counting on you guys, believe me. You can't trust the police. That's coming from a policeman. Y'all hear that, right? That's coming from a police. You can't trust police. What? But you're a detective. Oh, there's a lot of blood there. This must be that must be one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? Yeah, bro, this man can't be for real. This proved that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plan. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you should have asked. Interesting. I guess that might be it. Okay. So Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's finding to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth no matter what happened. So, Mr. Edgeworth is within the inquiry committee right now? Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who was responsible for the mess up in court today. Let's see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case. Yeah, that case. That's a 9 incident, of course. What's he got to do with the case? That was the beginning of the end for Miles Edgeworth, for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID cards? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my 3rd card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. See? The only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest models. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handle is a sensor. If the wrong person touches it, you get shot. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoked every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint lock. So if that's the case, Goodman most likely was here if they can only open their lockers through fingerprints. This is an interesting case. So I do feel like this might be one of those situations where he was killed somewhere else and brought here and was brought somewhere else. This is just me being big brain, but I do think he was probably killed around 440. I think that might be his real time of death. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say 440, but because that's his ID 514. 515 can't be his time of death. If that's the case, he had to be like, he had to have died. Someone must have killed him at an earlier time and made it seem like he was killed at 515. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah. Detective Goodman's notes and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection, that was Mr. Edgeworth's first vacation, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing? Serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors? About forging evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transfer the other day. It was the last job that it was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was a detective in charge of the SR9 incident. So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the top. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth? What? That second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. Hold up. Whoa. This is getting interesting. Edgeworth? That second number? Huh. What? What? Okay, so that was Edgeworth. Interesting. Okay. Hold on, give me a BRB. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Okay. So we figured out this is Edgeworth. Let's see if Edgeworth is at the place. Nah, he's still not here. So you take a look at this. This is the I heard you. Right. You can't open up the lockers if your fingerprints don't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents. No, the police department lacks faith in this locker system. After all, Detective Gunman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. Which doesn't make sense. That's the victim, Detective Goodman's ID card. These days, everything's card and secret numbers I can never relax. That's only because you always lose your card. I always forget my secret number too. Scary, huh? My face should be ID enough. What's the world coming to? Detective Gumshoe, rebel against the system. Interesting. Someone left a glove here, but only one. That's SL902. Detective Gumshoe, maybe. There you go, pal. Maybe me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. This place is stuffed with evidence, stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams part. It won't open. Do you really think it would? Hey pal, our security is high-tech around here. The target says SL911. So, did it happen sometime in January? I guess there's another piece of evidence from the case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. The fuck is zag? Zag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? What are we playing, a word game now? Boy. Is there... I guess that should be it, technically speaking. So where do I go after that? Maybe I can talk to him about it? It doesn't look like the case. Okay. There has to be something here. Oh, pff, wow. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch the spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where do you get your hands on that? Huh? I like to get some too. Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna take a short little intermission because I can't get any peace while I'm here. I'll worry about setting up that TV later. Just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Oh, I better jot this down on the floor plan. Hey pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth Inquiry Committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give them my report for the day. It might help you, you know? Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies and you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too. What are you doing here? Ah, guess. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met someone? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? They're standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes, he brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time again. Again? I heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecution attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of the police, gang. I can do nothing but wait for his results. Let's see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still, wow, I've never seen them this out of sort. Let's see. Ah, yeah. Let me present this. Oh, right. I better check this now. As I was saying, what's this? A record of ID usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. The chief of police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief has never wanted to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbing, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. Better make a note of it. What's that say? AI 16? Stubborn as always. I I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. What's this say? The tag says AI 16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be a clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? For real, right? Okay. But that's odd. Why you gotta bring in a case? I mean, why do you have to bring in some old evidence here? It's weird. I'm trying to think. Maybe I can show him a knife. Or a knife. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? Some more, yeah. It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. Damon Gant kind of sounds similar to like Demon Gent? I don't know. That Wackio Coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then? He was a top officer. It was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you getting nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is, why was the deputy chief of police on the investigation? And true, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I had let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do not have a code. I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor, wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Ryan and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid. Well then, you might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really no need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Gumshoe as well? Okay. Alright, we got something. The handprint. Okay, so I had to go back. I have to most likely go back. Where'd the baddie go? She left? Interesting. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here in this blood on the detective evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right. Let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. I guess this one. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. When it starts to get that sparkle in your eye, first we sparkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With the A button. Looks like that did it. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? The X button. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candle on a birthday cake. See? Wow. That looks like fun. Might take some time getting used to though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on it thick and blow it extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. So, okay. There we go. But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck. The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigation. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints. Look at the locker door again closely. Seems like there are fingerprints outside of the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Talking about this? Damn, I feel like an actual detective. Yay, a print. So clear, it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth and point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the print probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprint we most likely found on this locker? Gumshoe. Ah, so these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we come up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Ah, yeah, it was one here. That's the thing, how do I use it? This is where we get aluminum fluid reaction, right? Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this? There goes her eyes sparkling again. Alright, let's check it. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What's that? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical. I mean, any print in that area will have been wiped away too. Alright. So that means no prints. When you say that the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Okay. What's the best? Maybe this? Wait, what's going on here? For some reason, I can't dust. I don't know what that's about. Not sure what that's about. Hey, look, they're hard to make out, but there are some red stains here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this while he was stabbed? Not likely. His blood looked like it's been here for months, maybe longer. His jaw was evidence in that Sunline incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Kinda curious. Oh. Oh. There we go. Jake. What was he doing here? What was he doing here? Hey, these fingerprints, who are they? Is this someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood, and the fingerprints are all in the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a white bloodstain. But why would Officer Marshall... Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. This is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Okay. Wow. This is actually a pretty fucking long case. But for now, I'm gonna have to end it there. I'm gonna definitely come back and finish this tonight, but I actually gotta do something. So if I don't do it, I'm gonna be annoyed to death about it. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again on the final stream for sure of Phoenix Wright.